everyone, Anneke Godlewski here. It is another week of Maximum Storytelling. I am your host, and it is Wednesday as usual. We are live in the Maximum Lawyer Guild, and for all of you guys tuning in, please feel free to send me your questions. We would love to chat. This week we are going to talk about honoring your employees. 2020 was totally crazy. We all know that. Life as we know it is never going to be the same. And this is the first week of 2021 that we have the Maximum Storytelling podcast. So I kind of wanted to reflect a little bit on 2020 and how many problems there were, right? But also how many times your employees probably came to the rescue and how many times your employees stuck in there, held on tight, helped everyone navigate through all of the uncertainty, all of the craziness, all of the working from home, while also trying to teach their kids and trying to juggle, this crazy, crazy pandemic. I don't know. I think that it was worth having an episode where we figured out a way to celebrate all of the hard work that they did and all of the stress that they probably took off of your shoulders by being there and by helping keep the firms afloat during the crazy year. So I thought that it might be fun to figure out a way to show appreciation for your employees by making them the star of some of your videos this year. 2021, at least for me and for a lot of us in Maximum Lawyer, it's like a new beginning, right? The new year brought so much relief because we're hoping to put 2020 behind us, but it also means really focusing on what's important, focusing on growth and focusing on positivity and just trying to be the best that you can be. So that means, we can't do it alone, right? So we have to depend on employees, and the employees are probably going through the same emotions that you are. It was so uncertain. Everything was so uncertain last year that they're really hoping for, a really great 2021. So what better way to do that than to show some appreciation and to celebrate them? So one of the easiest ways to do this is to just make a video about them, right? Choose one of your employees. They don't have to have been a longtime employee. They don't have to be a brand new employee, just, someone that you trust, that you love, that you really depend on, that makes a difference in your firm. I know we all have those people in our offices. So sit them down in front of a camera and just talk. It would be smart to send questions, ahead of time so they don't feel so, so nervous or overwhelmed. But some of the questions that you can ask are anything from, just their regular life at home to why they decided to go into the career field that they did. For a lot of you guys listening, chances are most of your employees are paralegals or legal assistants of some sort. They've worked in offices before. They have probably a lot of clerical background, but it takes a special type of person to want to go into paralegal studies. 9 times out of 10, the people are interested, of course, in the law, but also interested in helping others and helping them navigate through their legal issues. So chances are they're the type of person that really wants to help clients. And if they've been chosen by you to be part of a video series or, as the star of a video, then chances are they do care about your staff, care about your clients as well. So, talking about them as a human being and what they like to do is a really nice way to kind of pay tribute to them and to show your clients at home, that you do care about the people that are working in your office, and you guys do act like a family, and that it is a true team effort when someone decides to hire you. When I used to work for a law firm and we would highlight employees in our newsletter, we would ask them all sorts of, just fun personal questions. So I'm going to list off some of the ideas that I had, but don't be afraid to have your employees answer these same things, because it kind of gives you a little bit of insight into who they are as a person and what they enjoy. But we would ask, what's the farthest you've ever traveled from home? What's your favorite ice cream? What is your best or earliest childhood memory? If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? tell us about your family, tell us about your friends, tell us about what you like to do for fun. What do you like to do in your spare time? If you had limitless, resources, and if you had won the you won the lottery, what would you do with the money? So those can kind of give you a little bit of a glimpse into what that person is like at home and on the weekends. But you can also take it a little bit further after you ask them about their personal lives, why they decided to go into the field that they did. Why did they choose the job that they have? Sometimes there might be a situation where that person, they came across the job and it wasn't necessarily their dream job, but trying to pull out from them what they do enjoy about their job can really have a positive effect on the morale of the office, and also have a positive effect on the people that are watching at home, and who come across especially potential clients who come across your videos. Um, Ask them what their favorite part of their job is. Ask them who their favorite client is and why. I mean, obviously in the legal industry, you have to be careful with names, but, perhaps they can use their first name, or they can just talk about the specific situation or the specific circumstances surrounding that client, or maybe just use first name or initials or something like that. But, asking them what they like to do, what their favorite part is of their job, and what they really truly like to do when they're on the clock, can also give you some insight as a business owner into what they're good at. Sometimes you have these employees that maybe they are good at their job, but then you discover that they're really passionate about another maybe field or another position in the office, and then they totally excel. So taking the time to ask your employees these questions can, of course, make for great video content, but it can also help you learn a lot about them and make them feel special. Another thing that you can add into the video is commentary from the attorney who either that employee's managing attorney or the attorney who owns the firm. Ask them to sit down on video and give some comments about that employee that you're talking about. Have them compliment them, have them talk about, what they appreciate about that employee, what really struck them as a quality that they felt made them a good fit. Ask them about their first impression when they were in the interview. Anything positive that is going to shed, some nice light on that employee, and then also, help that employee feel great about being part of the team is really going to make a difference. So giving that employee a list of personal questions before the video, that is definitely helpful. And then schedule the video out for a few days or a week later. Have them sit down, but have someone that employee feels comfortable with ask the questions, so you don't feel like this employee, especially if the employee is not used to doing video, you don't want the employee to come off as scripted or come off as just nervous or uneasy. So have them sit across from someone who they enjoy talking to anyway. Maybe it's a coworker that they spend time with outside of the office, or someone that they get along with in the office. Have that person ask the questions, and just put the camera kind of in the background, right? So have the camera showing showing that employee's face in a way that obviously is well lit and in focus and everything, but also make sure that the employee doesn't feel like they're talking right into the camera, because sometimes that can be a little unnerving, especially for someone who's not used to doing it all the time. I mean, me right now, I'm sitting right in front of my camera, and I feel always a little bit nervous too. It's so much easier to talk to another person than it is to talk right to a camera. So that's one way to make sure that you have kind of a real genuine feel good result when it comes to these videos. And then when the video is finished, when you edit it along with adding in all of that attorney's commentary, and you post it on social media and you post it on YouTube, make sure that you're sharing it with all of their family and friends. You could even take it a step further, I suppose, and invite some of their family and friends into the office, or ask them to make a quick little video clip about what they appreciate about that employee, and then splice that into the video. That would be really, really sweet and really nice. And I bet you that would make the employee feel absolutely stellar. But I know that that is a little bit of extra work. It's not that much extra work. I mean, if you have the time to have somebody come down and you have a little video studio set up, that could be easy. Or you could even choose to interview a family member or a friend over Zoom and record that and then splice that into the video. It used to be that if you had different type of camera angles and different types of cameras being used, it was always a little taboo. Nowadays, with everyone being on Zoom, I think that the public, the general public that comes across the videos will understand the lack of quote unquote professionalism if it means having that added little bonus of having a friend or family member tune it, give their opinion from home. So don't worry too much about, you have this great video using your camera at the office, and then all of a sudden you have a little bit of a clip from, maybe with Zoom video that's not quite as clear. It's going to be okay, because what really at the end of the day, what matters about this video is the fact that you're celebrating the employee and you're talking so highly about him or her, so much so that you want to get the opinions of the people that love and trust her or him as well. So that's, one little added thing that you can do at the end that would make a big difference. But when you go ahead and share it all over the place, of course that employee, they'll probably share it. They might feel a little, I don't know, I don't want to use the word embarrassed, but they might feel a little shy at first talking about themselves. But if you are the one as the business owner to tag their family, tag their friends, share it along and talk about that employee, then I think that will help the employee feel a little bit more comfortable about tooting his or own horn. So another thing that you can do is take all of the questions and answers that employee went through, and then all of the commentary that the attorney and that the family and friends said about that employee, transcribe it, and that makes for a perfect newsletter article. It makes for a perfect e-newsletter article. It makes for a perfect, it is a little bit long for even a Facebook post, but turn it into something that you put on your website and have bios for all the staff members on the site. When clients come to attorneys, they are so stressed out and they're so worried. And part of that nervousness is not really knowing what's going to happen with the case, right? Of course, that a client, if they hire an attorney, then they trust that attorney enough to handle their case. But there's also that underlying uncertainty because they don't know who's working on the case behind the scenes. They know that the attorney's not going to be doing all of the work themselves. That's why they have legal assistants and paralegals in the office to help them. But it's also, if you don't really know who's working on your case, then it's just a little uncertain. So giving that client the peace of mind of learning about the people who are actually working on the cases and pushing everything forward and making sure that everything stays on task, that can make a big difference to the clients. And that can help them feel at ease and help them feel more trusting of the process that you're putting them through while handling their legal issue. Grunko and Carullo, the Jersey boys out in, we call them the Jersey boys, but they're a PI firm out in New Jersey, and they do a fantastic job of celebrating their employees. They've grown so much, and they have so many different men and women there at the office who it's always all hands on deck. And they really do a good job of sharing the personalities of all of their employees. So you guys should definitely check them out. But you really feel like it is a true family. And when the attorneys aren't too proud to talk about the staff members and all of the hard work that they do, and they put the spotlight on the staff members, it speaks volumes to the general public, and it speaks volumes to the potential clients too. And really, it makes the employees feel good. Not everyone is motivated by money. I know that everybody would just love a raise on their paychecks, of course, but taking the time to show appreciation for your employee, but also taking that extra time to sit down and say it on video and then want to share that with the world can mean so much. And it can help, the longevity of your employees wanting to stay there. And it could help with recruiting other employees for the firm, really good qualified employees. We all know that good office people are hard to find. So it could help with recruitment. It could help with longevity of employment. It could help with referrals. If these family and friends of the employee see the fact that their employer took the time to speak so highly of them, especially on video, and share that around, then you are going to look like a more trustworthy firm, which also means that it could be you would have so many more opportunities for referrals because you're positively touching all of the people that mean a lot to that employee. So the benefits are completely endless. I really encourage you guys to get out there and talk to your employees, give them these questions, come up with a lot of your own. Don't be afraid to share additional questions with us. We would love to hear them, and get your employees on video. It would be so great, and they will feel extremely special. So I'm going to sign off here. It's been another week of Maximum Storytelling. Please don't hesitate to send us any of your questions. We would love to hear from you. Tune in if you are in the Maximum Lawyer Guild. You can tune in live every Wednesday from 12:30 at 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern, every Wednesday. And then at MaximumLawyer.com, click on the podcast link and you'll see all of our podcasts there. Thanks for tuning in.